Hello, and thank you for joining us in our podcast called The Growth Journey. This is the place where you will start your personal growth and development. I'm glad you're here. I'm your host, Cheryl Hart. So, today we'll talk about passion. It is about people who are passionate about living their lives. If you have not yet found your passion, well, this is for you. Just in time. First, let's define what passion means. So my mentor John Maxwell have said that passion is your what? Those strengths and skills that make you unique, and passion is fueled by purpose. But it is more than purpose. It's the action you're willing to take daily in order to bring that purpose to fruition. It's also true, and this is very unfortunate, that many people don't lead their lives. They accept their lives. What it means is that they don't live and lead their lives with intentions. They just go with the flow and let things happen to them and accept what happens to them. And when they wake up one day, when the years had passed them by, wishing that they have followed what they truly wanted out of life and that things that they wanted to do or want out of life. So people who do not have passion, it looks like this. And maybe this is for you. This is something that people do in a daily basis. So an example is people who do not have passion. For example, they wake up every morning, like every one of us, go to work and do the work that mostly they don't like or hate. When they come home, they complain about their work, right? Then do over again the next morning. So they wake up, go to work, come home, complain about their work. I'm sure you get a picture of that. So it's really unfortunate that a lot of that, people that we know, or perhaps this is us sometimes, right? It's okay to have those moments that we really stress out or something that's not going well at work. But if it is every day, man, you might want to think about it and revisit again if this is the work that you really want to do. Okay, so here's what I have learned from in my early career. So I just want to share it with you. So I promised to myself that I would never, ever take on a job that I don't like, even if I am broke. I would rather take on a job even if they pay me or not, as long as I am passionate about my work and I believe what I do, and I cannot wait to go to work. I am very excited about learning and learning new things and gaining new skill set, and that I am growing in a company that I work for or with. It take a lot of job. I'll take a job any time of the day if that's the case. Why? Because eventually everything will pay off, and it did for me. It paid off for me. It's all about the trade-offs that I make initially. So I have discussed the topic of trade-offs. So let me take a pause for a minute, and since I mentioned about the trade-offs, so let me discuss it for you a little bit. So in my premium membership episode titled The Law of Trade-offs, I discussed there in great details about it. And that says that the law of the trade-off that says you have to give up to go up. So everybody makes trades throughout life, whether you know it or not. The question is whether you are going to make good ones or bad ones, or if you're going to make a good trade-off or a bad trade-off. So for trade-offs in general, 1, unsuccessful people make bad trade-offs. 2, average people make few trade-offs. 3 is successful people make good trade-offs. So to learn more about trade-offs, how it works, and how you can, what are those trade-offs are, there's some rules, or not rules, but some guidance for you how you make a good trade-offs. How do you define a good trade-offs versus not so good or a bad trade-offs? So feel free to join our premium membership program, and I'll mention that at the end of the episode. So if I were you, do not, by any chance, do not take any job, just any job that you do not like. Although sometimes you have to do it for now because of the need, maybe financial needs that you need to do, but make it a temporary. Make it a goal like 3 months or 6 months. But don't do it yourself, or don't do it for the rest of your life, or at least for a longer period of your time. So do it short, cut it short, and move on to the things that you really wanted to do, or what you like to do. So choosing your work or career has to be aligned with your strength, talent, and skills, and something that you will really like to do no matter what, because in return you will get so much out of it to help you learn and to help you grow. And you will be much happier if you do the things that you really wanted to do. So I think that message, that the beginning that we started off right now, that message is to those who are graduating college right now, thinking about what they're gonna do next, where they're gonna work. I think this is very important, that from the beginning you're gonna set your mind up that you have to pick or choose the career or work that you really wanted to do. And if it's the case that you have to fall back and you have to take on a job because of financial means that you have to do, then do it, but for a short period of time. Make it 3 months or 6 months top. Then move on to the one that you really wanted to do. Okay? So that's a message for you. So another one example of people who are passionate about is Steve Jobs. So I'm looking for something that really tangible, that really make a difference in our world. So I think Steve Jobs is one of those people, with many people around us. But I think this is a pretty good example that I'm gonna share it with you. So as many of us know, Steve Jobs was the CEO and co-founder of Apple Inc. He had changed the world, especially in our technology right now and how we use our mobile devices in our generation. So I was reading in how we call it, the entrepreneur.com. There's an article about it, and I read the article about Steve Jobs to illustrate what passion is about. So I'll say, well, I think this is a perfect example to share with you, since we're talking about passion. So the article says that, and let me read it to you. In 1997, Steve Jobs returned to Apple after a 12-year absence. The company he had co-founded was running out of cash and close to bankruptcy. So Jobs held a staff meeting and explained the role of passion would play in revitalizing the brand. Sorry, I can't pronounce that. Revitalizing the brand. And Steve Jobs have said to the meeting, he said, Apple is not about making boxes for people to get their jobs done. Although we do that well, Apple is about something more. Its core value is that we believe that people with passion can change the world for the better. So the simple phrase of people with passion can change the world hold the secrets to entrepreneurial success. So to those of you like myself are entrepreneur out there, we are passionate what we do. This is what we breathe, we live and breathe with it, right? So nearly a decade later, in 2005, Jobs returned to the theme in his famous commencement speech at Stanford University. So in his speech in a commencement in Stanford University, this is what he said. You've got to find what you love. The only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking. Don't settle. As with all matters of the heart, you'll know when you find it. So I thought that was really powerful message from Steve Jobs, especially when talking about passion. He is very passionate first for what he does. So I have learned in my growth journey as well that if you want to be the best as you can be, learn from the best. The best people are passionate people. So first, check to see what they are passionate about. And that's who you want to know and who you want to learn from. Okay, so with that, let's continue on our lessons for today, which is about passion. So I hope you learned something about Steve Jobs and how he's really passionate about Apple Inc. Even though in the midst of towards bankruptcy and struggling, he kept going because that's fueled the passion that within him, that he believed that he can make the world a better place, and people with passion can change the world. So also, just to segue about our discussion today is I just want to share with you that did you know that passionate people are attractive people? So let me tell you how they become attractive. Okay, so you have probably known someone that you know or have get a chance to spoke with, who are confidently how they speak, articulately what their thoughts are, the thought process, and with self-assurance in their voice. And they are very attractive people. The reason why they are attractive is because passionate people usually come off as having a lot of self-assurance and certainty in things that they say. They seem to so clear on all their values and goals and where they stand on the issues that are important to them. So have you ever listened to someone speak passionately about something and you became totally unaware of what was going on around you and perhaps lost track of time and become absorbed by their presence? Also, passionate people have so much energy. They are so excited and energized that the people around them, they too get energized as well. So it's contagious, their energy that they put it out there. So when they spoke about something that is important to them, their face lights up and they won't stop talking about it. So if you notice that when you have this discussion or having conversation about people or anyone that you just met or stranger that you met, take a look how their body language or how they speak about what they are interested in, and if they are really if they face lights up and they're very excited about the topic, oh my god, that's the key. They're really passionate about a certain subject or certain things that they do. So keep a lookout with that if you are talking to someone or someone that you don't know. Okay, so this is a very opposite to the people who are lack of passion. So now you know what it looks like. People who are passionate about, they have so much energy and they are really really interested and willing to share it with you, what they're learning or what they got going on. So the people who do not have passion is they do not have energy. They're not excited about everything, and that's the big difference. And also they complain the most. If you notice, it's people that lack of passion, they are everything is just wrong, like if every little thing they complain about something. So that's a big difference about people who are passionate and people who are lack of passion. So there are so many advantages of a person who has passion. So one person with passion is greater than 99 who have an interest. So passion versus interest are two different things. Okay? Person who has only interest, they don't go as far as they can go. They are interested. Oh, that's interesting. But passionate people, they just keep going. They'll do what they can. They do what they want. Also, keep in mind that self-discipline has to be accompanied by passion. So sometimes we hear people talk about self-discipline, right? But if you think about it, for example, if I don't have passion, I might discipline myself for a week or two, but only passion will hold me steady. So this is also true when you see people that they start something, either a project, a hobby, or they want to start doing workout routine, they want to lose weight. And you see them, it's funny because you see them in normally and to the people who would like to lose weight, they want to do exercise, do a routine and everything. You see them on the and New Year, as a New Year's resolution. So January 1st of that year, people will go to the gym or very excited about it, very pumped about it. Oh my god, I'm gonna go back to the gym, I'm gonna lose weight. But then 1 week, yeah, they're pretty excited, they got into the routine down, and then second week it's kind of start to die down, and then they stop because they're not really passionate about exercising. They're not really passionate about the losing weight or whatnot. Okay, so that's just one of the example. I'm sure you know people like that. We're pumped about the beginning, They're really interested. So that's the thing. They are interested at the beginning. They have planned. And then going through it, there's no self-discipline of it, and they do not have passion about it. Okay? So those are just an example. I'm sure you have other people who start a hobby, a project. They started off the first time, 1 week, second week, third week, boom, you haven't heard from them anymore. So that's a big difference. Even also some people who take on a new job, they take on a new position, saying, "Oh, it's so exciting! I love to work for this company. I got this new position. It's so cool. I have so many perks. I can get to travel and things like that. And then check on them probably in 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, and say, "Oh, so how's work going? How's your new job position?" It's like, same old, same thing, and their voice is different. It changes. They're not as excited as it was when they first got the job. So that's the difference. So those people who haven't found their passion yet, they will eventually, I hope. I hope they listen to this podcast so they can find their own passion. But yeah, you'll see this regular conversation. So you just have to be aware of it. Who are those people are? All right. So those are people who are passionate, and some are just plainly interested. And like we said earlier, that if you're passionate about, you have to have a self-discipline and accompanied by passion, because this will keep you steady. You're gonna keep going. This will fuel you, which is we're gonna talk about in a minute, as we go through this. So, but when you face, to those people, when they excited at the beginning, and then they keep doing it for a week or two, if they're lucky, the third week, ooh, yeah, they're lucky again, and then the fourth week, when they face on the bumps in the road, or something happen, things happen in a family, if they have kids, and then they have work and things like that, then they miss something, right? Then they stop, and they are not as excited anymore than they used to, because they lack of passion. And hearing this, you could probably think about person that are passionate about what they do, or they lack of passion. Or maybe, I don't want to say, but maybe this is you. That's in going through this track. So this is just a reminder to you that you gotta keep going, gotta have that passion fueling you, energize you from the beginning and towards to the end on the road and what you wanted to accomplish. So the first step is become self-awareness. Self-awareness, you do not have, if you do not have that self-awareness within you, take a look of yourself. What are you really aiming for? What is burning desire that energizes you to do the things that you wanted to do? So maybe this is a time to start thinking about it. Self-awareness is, if you keep, or you want to moving towards to your growth, that's the first step that you need to do. So again, this self-awareness I teach in my episodes, in a premium episode podcast. So we talk about self-awareness, because that's important to find out what you're passionate about. Okay, so now let's discuss, how do you reach your full potential? So grab a pen or paper. If you're driving, just make a mental note of this. If you're driving, I don't want you to write it down when you're driving out. So there's two things that can help you to reach your full potential when you have passion. Okay, so number one is energy, and number two is excellence. So let's discuss those two, the energy and excellence. So the first one is energy, which is what we mentioned earlier, that passionate people have so much energy and they are excited. Okay, they're very excited about things. So when you experience so much energy within you, and you are so pumped about it and cannot wait to get it started, and you just love doing it no matter what, you have unlimited energy for what you are doing. Even if you are tired, okay, even if you are tired, you will do a little bit more and a little bit extra, a little bit of that extra. I also thought that when you do, the difference between extraordinary versus ordinary is you do a little extra. That's the extra extraordinary come about when you do extra, okay? It never stops you. In fact, you have so much passion in you, you never take a break. You just keep on keeping on. That's passion. All right? So the second one is the excellence. You are driven by excellence in your work and love what you do. You're working towards to be the best as you can be and excel at it. And when you do that, then the rest assured that you have found your passion and are definitely pursuit of your full potential. So those are the key points to reach your full potential. One is energy and one is excellence. You're working towards excellence. Okay. As for my passion, so let me share this to you. I'm only going to share it here in my podcast. So let me share to you about my passion. Since we're talking about passion and I'm passionate about passion. So let me share this to you. Did you know how long it takes me right now to create or finish a one podcast episode or one episode in our podcast that you are listening right now? Take a guess. So, how long it takes me to create just one episode of podcast? It takes me about 5 to 6 hours. Okay, 5 to 6 hours from jotting down my ideas, creating the content itself, then recording it, editing it, and so on. Okay, it is between 5 to 6 hours to create one episode. I can perhaps figure out a way to reduce it my time eventually down the road, but that's how long it takes for me right now to create it. However, because I love doing this and I love sharing the teaching lessons with you and doing it to the best of my ability and fueling this with my passion, it doesn't feel like it's work. And it doesn't matter to me how long it takes. What matters most is if my message and the content itself have helped you or someone to go farther than where they at. So that's pretty much my goal to this. This is not a matter of how long it takes. It's about how far I can go. All right. So those two are a big difference. It doesn't matter how long it takes. What matters is how far I can go and how far you can go with me in this personal journey. That's all that matters. That's why investing time 5 to 6 hours just to create a one episode is so critical. It's so critical that I would like to hopefully that you have learned something. Okay, and I live and breathe with it. Even if I am on vacation, even I'm in my travel, I am in a plane, I wake up in the morning. It's becoming my lifestyle. I schedule this each day and every week, and even before I go to bed. And as soon as I wake up in the morning, I keep thinking about what should I teach next? What should I share next? What did I learn that I could teach or share with my listeners? And when you feel this way, that's what you know. That's what you know, that you are passionate about something and the burning desire to make it work because there is no other options. This is it, right? So now let me help you. Let me help you how to find your own passion. I have found mine and I want to help you to find yours as well, okay? So here's what I have learned from my mentor, John Maxwell, on how to discover your passion, which is the title of this episode, How to Discover Your Passion. So are you ready? Again, if you are driving, don't worry. Take mental notes right now so you can go back again later on. So, and also I'll put this in the text box. And when you scroll down in the episodes, I put text in there, a brief summary of this episode. So don't worry about it. All right. So, okay. So write this down if you can and ask yourself these 3 questions. Okay. One question for you is to find or how to discover your own passion is, number 1, what do you sing about? What do you sing about? Number 2, what do you cry about? What do you cry about? Number 3, what do you dream about? Okay? So what do you sing about? What do you cry about? And what do you dream about? So that's how you discover this passion. So the first two questions, which is what do you sing about and what do you cry about, speak to what touches you at a deeper level today. What touches you? What is really important to you that you're really burning it inside of you that you wanted to do something, right? And the third question, which is what do you dream about? The answer to this question, what will bring you fulfillment for tomorrow? The answer to these questions can often help people discover their true passion. All right? Those are the three questions that you need to ask your question. Three questions that you need to ask yourself. The dream is about what, when you look back 5 years, 10 years from now, have you done this? And if you did, what does it look like to you? Okay? So while everybody can possess passion, each one of us, I do believe that each one of us has passion in something in some ways, even if at small things, we are passionate about something. Unfortunately, not everyone takes the time to discover it. Because they don't know, either they don't know, or they're not aware, they do not have enough self-awareness, what do they want to do, and what's important to them, right? So if you know someone who's trying to find a passion about themselves, you can share these three key points to them. What do you sing about? What do you cry about? And what do you dream about? Those are just three questions that they can ask themselves and help them to figure that out their own, okay? So passion is fuel for the will. Passion turns your have-tos into want-tos. What do you want? What we accomplish in life is based less on what we want and more on how much we want it. How much do you want it? The secret to willpower is what someone once called want power. People who want something enough usually find the willpower to achieve it. So do you have enough or more than enough want power within you? So here's a quote from the author of Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. So this book, the Think and Grow Rich, this book was dated back in 1937. It's really fascinating that all his teaching in this book back then is still applied in our generation today. And if you do not have the copy of the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, I'll suggest that you get this copy and start reading them. Okay, so Napoleon Hill have said, all who succeed in life get off to a bad start. It is true. Everybody get off the bad start and pass through many heartbreaking struggles, usually before they arrive. The turning point in the lives of those who succeed usually comes at the moment of some crisis through which they are introduced to their other selves. We are all faced with struggle in our life, and even if we get off in a bad start, those are essential for growth opportunities, and sometimes it is necessities. This crisis that you are going through, perhaps today, is a way of introducing you to your other selves. It's about discovery. It's who you are becoming through this process. So when you have passion in your life, no one can stop you to do the things that you wanted to do, especially if this is aligned in your strength, talent, and skills, and no one will take it from you. So the question is how badly you want it. How strong is your want power, your desire and passion to get it? So think that for a moment. What is your want power? From scale to 1 to 10, what is your rate of this want power? Okay? So since I am very passionate about passion, see how that word rhymes in some ways? Here are some quotes that I've collected about passion. So I would like also to share it with you as we are going through this now and towards the end of this episode. So that's a little bit closer with this quotes about passion, okay? So Mia Hamm have said, if you don't love what you do, you won't do it with much conviction or passion. Nelson Mandela, which is my all-time favorite, there is no passion to be found playing small, in settling for a life that is less than the one you are capable of living. Oprah Winfrey have said, passion is energy. Feel the power that comes from focusing on what excites you. My mentor, John Maxwell, says, a great leader's courage to fulfill his vision comes from passion, not position. Tony Robbins have said, passion is the genesis of genius. And how about this? By Dennis Waitley. He said, chase your passion, not your pension. I thought that was pretty cool. And then Steve Jobs have said, you have to be burning with an idea or a problem or a wrong that you want to be right. If you're not passionate enough from the start, you'll never stick it out. And Barbara Corcoran have said, you can't fake passion. So my final thought about passion, you can't help people become winners unless they want to win. Unless you want to win. I can't help you unless you wanted to win. Because champions become champions from within, not from without. So your passion is an inside job. So therefore, work harder on the inside than on the outside. So go on, find what your passion is, and be intentional about living, and don't go with the flow, and don't let your life just happen to you. Instead, make it happen to you. Work on your passion, because this will fuel your life for a very long time. This is the source of your energy, and when you do, you will say to yourself later on, I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did. Okay? So in closing, just a few reminders for you. So if this is your first time tuning in into our podcast, I thank you and welcome to our growth journey. You're tuning in because perhaps someone referred you to us, to our podcast, or you have found us in a website, or whatever the reason might be. You are tuning in because you knew that you can be more and you have potential to grow, but you just don't know where to start or to begin. And who can help you to get there. And I'm glad you're here, and this is your very first step towards it. And feel free to subscribe. You will get so that you get notifications and keep you up to date for the new episode that we are releasing every Sundays. And you can listen it anytime you want, wherever you want. And that's the beauty of being in a podcast. So also, if you think that this podcast had helped you in some ways, had inspired you and given you courage, please do share this podcast to anyone you know, to your friends, family, colleagues, or your neighbor, or people you just met somewhere, or whoever. Feel free to share this podcast so they too can learn for all the lessons that we are learning today. No matter how old, experienced, or young they are, everyone needs to grow, and there are plenty of room to grow and improve. Practice on having abundance mindset and beginner's mindset. There's so much to learn and experience in our life and in our world. When you do share our podcast to someone, you too are making a difference to their lives. Our goal of this podcast is to make an impact and make a difference to the lives of others, in one person at a time, one community at a time, and one nation at a time. And the last piece that I would like to mention is that if you do like or would like to start investing in your own personal growth, and take this complimentary podcast episode to the next level and help you to become more, to be more, and take that next step forward, and join my membership program. As a trainer, coach, and mentor, I am now opening up the opportunity for you all to join my membership club. All deeper dive teaching on the 15 valuable laws of growth today matters. Deeper dive on connecting to help you to become a better connector, and leadership to become a better leader for your team, to become a better salesperson so you can sell anything, everything you want, and more importantly, to expand your personal growth and development. This is for you. In our premium membership subscription, we will provide you many tools and resources available to you to equip you and to help you to reach your full potential. I will share many resources and tools that only available in our premium membership and many bonus offerings. So to learn more, you can visit our podcast website at www.shareaheart.padbean.com. To sign up, you have to be in this website. Our premium memberships are not available in iTunes or Google Play. So you have to go to this website, www.shareaheart.padbean.com, to sign up and to get more details. You can select either bi-weekly, monthly, or yearly premium subscription. This information are also listed in via text box for your reference. So if you scroll down in this episode, you will see it there. If you do really want to invest in your own personal growth and would like to improve as to where you are today and where you want it to be, so feel free to join us, and I look forward to see you there. You can also reach me via email address at share@iheart.com. So with that, always remember, if you don't invest in your own personal growth, no one will. Take care and be well.